Hello, hi, this is Rani Ahmed with you, and welcome to this two-episode series about how to create a table of contents in your program a table of contents in your Android app. Okay, now there are in the first episode I'm going to talk about using buttons, and the second episode will be talking about using list activity. Okay, now let's start with the buttons method. Okay. Now the buttons method is that I have this app that's already published on the Android Google Play Store. Okay, and this app is called General Engineering Free. Okay, you can simply find it and download it. It's already available for you to see it and test it on your phone directly. So I have a set of buttons. Okay, and this group of buttons, they are sitting separately. Okay, and based on the click that I attached to this, or the clicking event attached to any of those buttons, it will move to another activity in the app. So just as an important notice before I forget, this does not teach you Android. Okay, you should know Android already. So this is just a how-to for those who already know Android. Okay, now so as I said, every button here takes you to a different activity. Okay, so let's say, for example, I press the the applied math for engineers. It will take you to this activity here. Okay, now how this is done. First, as you see, this is a layout, okay, of buttons. Okay, and every button, of course, must have a unique ID. Okay, therefore, this is the unique ID. And I advise you also to use a scroll view all over the whole layout. Okay, and I'm using here a linear layout because it's like it's a table of contents, so each line will be a button. Okay, now this is the linear layout, and this is a button on each line of this layout. Okay, now if you want also, you can still use a tabular form with a table layout if you have them. If you have the buttons also, they are like independent and you want them to go in a tabular form. Okay, you can still do that. Now so as we see, this is an ID for the button here, for this button here, and all the way down, each button has its own ID. Cool. Now going to the code of this this layout here, okay, this activity, this is it. So what I've done is I made an array of integers. Now it's known, that the IDs here are already integer values. So I make an integer array, okay, and I made also a unique interface on click listener, named it table of contents selection click listener. Why? Because if you go down in the or what I'm going to say is that all the buttons here share the same click listener, but the execution will be will go and take its way according to the ID of the button. Okay, so if we go here, this is on create. Okay, this is, we set the contents view for the layout, this one, and then we see, let me hide this, you see this is the on-click listener, okay, and I defined it, and I'm defining it here also. Okay, so this is it. So based on the on-click function, that's part of, or the method, part of the interface on click listener. So it gives you the view v. The view v means the the thing that you used your mouse or your finger, okay, to click on. So it's the like the object of or the target of clicking, okay. So where that clicking happened, okay, it's the view V, okay. So we don't care whether the view is a button or a text view or whatever else, okay, it doesn't matter. So from this view I take its ID, so I use the function or the method v.getID, and this is the switching here works on integers. In Java, if you are using an old Java, you can only do switching on integers, okay, generally, and maybe true and false values, but you can do on objects, something like a string value or something like that, okay, or on a class, okay. You can't do that easily. You have to use something like version 7 of Java and above, okay. So based on the ID, I can say, for example, case if the ID is this one, okay, then I execute these lines, and the intent, as you know, is the way that is used, or the method that's used to jump between activities. So if I want to move from this activity to the second activity, okay, I will have to use an intent, and this is where the intent goes. So I'm saying from the current intent here, or the current activity, I mean, this is the current activity here, which is the table of contents, which is this one. That's why I say I want to click on the applied math for engineers. So it should go not on this one, of course. Okay, it goes here. So the math table of contents. Also, there is another table of contents, as you see here. Okay, this is another table of contents of things. Okay, and this is the start activity. So seeing this line means you have to jump from this view to this view. Okay. Now, imagine that I have, or I want to send something along with the intent. So of course you will have to use a put extra like this, okay. And because I have just like 2 HTML files that I want to view with my web page viewer, okay, I made my own class activity to view any HTML file. So, you know, there's one for physics, okay, if you see the app, you'll see that, and there's another one for physical constants. See, this is another one. Cool. So what I'm using here is just the ID, and this is how I'm switching. Now, how do I apply all this switch statement? Okay, all this from line, let's say here line 50 until here line 107 almost. Okay, this is all the on-click listener. How do I apply it to all the buttons out there? So what I do is that for every ID in the array that I've made, okay, so it goes here, okay, those are the list of buttons, IDs, every view that's there, and just use the function that you usually use to define a view, any button, any click, any there. So find view by ID. I just set the ID. This is like a for each ID in the array, okay, and just dot set on click listener. Use that single interface that you've defined up here. Okay, so simple, so easy. Now, if you want to add more buttons, of course, you go to the table of contents here and add a button. Okay, don't forget its ID. You copy the ID, you put it over here. Okay, add it to the list. Okay, and see what you're gonna do with the case statement regarding this one that you've just added in. Like, you have to add the new case statement here. Okay, and of course this will work automatically. You don't have to care about its click listener. Cool. So this is all about the table of contents using buttons. Please don't forget to click the ads, click the likes, click the subscribe to the channel so you can get new stuff, okay, notice of new stuff and new videos. Thanks for watching. Please go, don't forget to watch the second episode. Thanks.